No, I don't know why you think that. Why
I'm
would you think
Reese.
that?
Do you guys want to see the guinea pigs?
Yeah.
Well, Case, you can close your eyes.
City of them.
Oh my god. Dude, no offense, but it really looks like you're like in like an experimental animal lab type thing.
It's
Cats
Struggle
don't look at
City.
Drax like that.
As
I'm sorry.
Dave just revealed to us, he's been living in an underground bunker breeding guinea pigs for his own sick delights.
I'm breeding with
Sure.
guinea pigs.
He's
Oh, whoa.
breeding with guinea pigs to make guinea Daves.
I feel like that's a racial slur.
It is. You are spawning a race of stereotypical Italians, but they all have your neuroses and vitiligo.
Interesting.
That would, yeah,
There's
that
a
would
bunch
be
of
interesting.
albinos.
This day 1342 of quarantine. It's Struggle City lockdown.
That
And
voice
we're
crack
getting ready
though.
to break out of the cave.
We're all sane. We're all doing fine.
Oh my god.
We're here
Hi,
to battle for the
everybody.
ladder to get up to the cash bar.
What is wrong with the both of you?
It's Casey, Missy, Dave and the guinea pigs.
Guinea piggies.
No? Okay.
Hey.
So
No, your impression is not good.
No, I was trying to get the eggs on.
Oh.
the other day at work,
Mm-hmm.
I was cleaning stuff up in the kids department, putting books away, and I came across a book from my childhood called Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing.
I was going to say puberty and me.
No, I didn't get that talk. Fun fact.
Neither did I.
I didn't get that talk. I didn't get any type of talk like that.
Oh, I did, but I got it from my dad.
I came home from school one day, from high school, to a bag of condoms just thrown on my bed.
Oh, you got that?
That was my talk.
Lucky. My dad told me let her finish first and then it's your turn.
And then what?
Smart
And it's your
man.
turn.
Smart
Wait, what?
man.
Yeah, my dad told me let her finish first and then it's your turn.
Oh, and then it's your turn. Okay, I couldn't quite hear what you were saying. Yeah, that's good advice.
That's it. That's all he told
And back to little children.
me.
Okay.
So the fourth grade nothing or
Tales of
whatever.
Fourth Grade Nothing that I ironically read in third grade.
Oof, you were ahead of your time.
I was. Look where it got me.
Nowhere.
So I didn't flip through the book, but all of a sudden, like as I'm looking at the book, I was reminded of the climax of the book, the end, the final act of the book, in which Peter, the main character, discovers that his blood has disappeared,
Where's this going?
and the only culprit was his little brother. I forget the kid's real fucking name, but like throughout the series, this kid is just referred to as Fudge.
Yeah.
So as we find out, Peter's turtle, Fudge fucking ate it.
Oh my god.
Pretty fucking
His little
impressive.
brother ate his goddamn turtle.
Okay, but
And-
like, did he boil it or just
No,
pick it
ate
up
it.
and?
Ate it the fuck alive because he was an evil 5-year-old.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
He probably got
Ew.
salmonella.
yeah. So, like, and it's revealed the turtle died. Yeah, and everybody's just real chill that a 5-year-old ate a turtle because he's a little dick.
Mm-mm. What a hard animal to eat. Like, you gotta get around the shell.
Right,
Like
right. Like,
literally hard.
the book doesn't. I don't remember if the book specifies like if it's like a little box turtle or if it's like one of those big red-eared sliders.
Both of them are difficult. You would have to get a soft shell,
Yeah,
like an African soft shell back.
written in North America in like the 70s, Dave.
Sorry, I'm a turtle guy.
Oh god.
Anyway,
I know my
Okay.
shit.
So, like, did y'all ever have that happen? Like, you come across a book from your youth, from your ute, and you're
The young
you're
days.
suddenly remembered of why it's kind of fucked.
Yeah, the first book that came to mind when you asked me that originally was The Giver. And I think it's funny, but in like seventh grade or something, while we were reading it, like we all understood what was happening. Like we understood that like they were murdering a baby Um,
That baby had it
and
coming.
Yeah, it did.
apparently it did. Like, it's just like, that was pretty fucked up.
He says
But
some
like
racial slurs.
the teacher was basically like, yeah, isn't that messed up? And it's kind of like, why are we reading it? You know? And then the other thing with The Giver, they talked about like his younger sister wanted to be a breeder. And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
so
I didn't.
that was another thing I wanted to ask you about. Like,
Mhm.
so I actually had to read this for class
Mhm.
because we did this thing where like we all recommend a book to each other and we read the book and talk about the book. One of the kids talked about The Giver. So like these kids are given roles at like teenager, preteen ages.
Mhm. And
One
they
of
have
which
to
is
do it.
breeder.
I kind of look at it as they looked at women with like the best genes. That's the only way I could really like put that together.
And
I
then they
didn't get
looked
that
at
at
their
all.
genetics.
I didn't get that at all. Like, from what I remember, it's just like, oh, she looks like she can pump out 3 kids pretty quickly, and then we can just send her to work in a labor camp for the rest of her days. Because I think that's what happened.
Yep.
Explain it in that way because they were explaining it to her, right? Or did they explain it that way?
No, they did.
Yeah, they
Like,
did.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
well, because the what's the kid's name? Jonas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dad's explaining it to him. Like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, she'll put in 3 good years of, pumping out kids, so it's like 3 kids, and then she's just gonna go in a labor camp for the rest of her days.
Yeah, that's an issue for a number of reasons than the killing a baby
Yeah,
part,
yeah,
which also is a big thing.
the euthanasia is like kind of creepy and really cultish, but then
Yeah.
like to sentence a teen girl to do that shit.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder if like they would wait until she's a little bit older to do that, or if it was just automatic. All right, spread them.
Yeah. You get that uterus in its prime.
I thought there was like a
Let's go.
training.
There is a training period for all of your jobs, but like, what training would you
Kegels.
do?
How to take a turkey baster like a champ?
Ew, I don't think it was like that though. Like, I think it was just like regular
You gotta,
sex.
you gotta
No,
strengthen those vaginal walls.
I feel like in this society there's like no sex.
Yeah, there is no sex. There's no
Yeah.
pleasure whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
All
just
black
like,
and white,
it's
right?
literally just like Turkey Baster 101.
Wow, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Word it and
That's
shirt it.
really, oh, nope, not a fan of that.
Here, let me baste you up like a turkey.
Ew.
Shoot that turkey stock right up on in that
About
cavity.
it until like right now. Yeah?
Gotta leave them giblets in.
Oh my God.
Don't
Okay.
take the neck out.
Okay, so what
Timer
else you
popped.
got?
Oh, I thought you were talking about on the Zoom meeting, so I got worried.
All right, someone else, go. What other book?
Your turn, Dave.
Oh my god.
Stop dying. David,
All
let's go.
Well, I'll let you guys know that I keep cutting in and out, so you'll
Oh,
have to let me know if I go robot on you.
okay. Can you, okay.
Oh, what?
Dave, just talk about a book.
Just go.
Okay. Well, it's actually a book that I have to read for student teaching that kind of fucked me up when I first read it. Of Mice and Men.
I never
Holy
read it.
shit. You've never read it? And I don't want to talk about it if you should go read it.
I mean, you've talked about it before, so like I know what happens.
The ending?
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean, that was the first book I actually legitimately cried at. And at just the level of fucked up it was that George had to go and do that to his brother. Well, yeah, his brother Lenny.
They weren't brothers.
Or they were cousins or some shit, right? I know they were related.
I don't remember them being related.
Maybe they were just really close.
I'll let you know. But regardless, they were really close, like Missy said. And just because Lenny was, he had a disability, and he became a hindrance to George's existence, essentially. He
kept killing things.
He kept killing things, which is an issue. But a person shouldn't take the law.
First he kills the dogs, and then he kills the wife.
Well, wait, does he do it on purpose or by accident?
No, it's
By
all by
accident.
accident. It's
Okay.
all by accident.
Because it's the thing of he doesn't know his own strength, so when
Mm.
he pets it, he just like snaps its neck.
Yep.
Oh my God.
So yes, first it's the dog, and then it's the dude's wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's.
and the entire scene is just heart
There's
wrenching.
at least two movies.
Yeah.
There's like two movie adaptations. Neither one's very good because both times the actor playing Lenny can't not do full retard.
You never go full retard.
Never go full retard.
I don't even like that word.
Yeah.
But
Well, didn't Leonardo DiCaprio go full in Gilbert Grape?
No.
Yeah, because everyone thought he was autistic.
Oh no, if I remember correctly, he wasn't playing autistic. He was playing like way developmentally disabled.
Okay.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, I remember reading it for the first time 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
which was insane to me. My junior year of high school,
Yeah.
and sitting in my homeroom with my favorite teacher, and just crying, and just staring at the blackboard, and just like, what the fuck is life anymore?
Yeah.
That was like my first emotional experience with a fucking novel.
Did not have that effect on me. Wow.
When did you read it?
I believe also during high school, but my high school was a longer time ago than yours.
Yeah. You were also probably more well read than I was.
I was also kind of a bastard in high school, so probably I just
In high school?
didn't care.
I feel like that hasn't gone away.
Oof. You're right. It's like fine wine. It matured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know how a dog turd turns white the
Yeah.
older it gets?
Well, this turd just turned furry.
Okay.
This turd grew a beard. And I'm not talking about me.
Me. I'm the turd.
Self-awareness,
Okay.
first step to healing, Casey.
All right. So what else we got here before we get too off topic?
I don't know. Like it's hard to gauge for me because I feel like I read stuff I wasn't supposed to as a kid.
Sure.
Like 50 Shades of Grey.
Do you
Yes.
do you honestly want to talk about that book?
Because I was a kid when that came out.
No, I couldn't even get through it. And
It's
I
so
only it is funny. I only read half of it because that's all I could muster, and also because my aunt like basically gave it to me and she was like, you have to read it, you have to read it. And I was like, okay. And it was so bad. The writing is so bad. And it was just hysterical to me how one, like the whole like BDSM community came across, and then two, he only lasted for half a page. Like, really?
Well, hang on. Like, do you want like a 3-page orgasm description?
I just think that
Like
the
one
actual
page is
scene.
dedicated to the cum, another page is dedicated to like his bodily spasms, and then a
Oh,
third
God.
is
Oh.
dedicated to just the right way his asshole puckers when he throws that load.
There's no nipple gyrations in it. I'm not on. I'm not on.
That's a footnote, Dave.
Oh, that's the asterisk.
No, I just think that
That's the asterisk.
Ooh. The teacher look.
We completely derailed this.
I'm sorry,
I just think, but yeah, I think that for it to be written effectively, because there are like other erotica that are really well done, I'm assuming.
Someone called them literotica.
Well, yeah, there you go. Exactly.
That's an actual thing, though.
So,
That's an actual
yeah.
website.
No,
Porn
I know
paper.
it is. Wait, what?
Porn paper.
Oh, paper. Okay. You cut out a little bit there. But my point being that it's just it sounded like a child wrote it.
Yes. because it was
Yeah,
Twilight fan fiction.
right. And I understand that. But I just think if you really wanted to expand a scene like that, because that's like a big portion of what he was about, saying like, oh, I want to have all of this type of control, it needs to be longer than half a fucking page.
Who wants who wants to read a page and a half of a guy coming?
Me.
It's not just that part though, you dingus. There's so much more to it.
It's about the
If you
way
think
his
if you think that's like the end goal, that's like the whole main point of it, then no, that's a problem. Like that's not what the whole thing should be. Like it was a pathetic book. And the fact that she made two more after that, and then the movies with that,
And,
oh my God.
and then she did this Twilight thing where it's now being told from his perspective.
Oh, for God's sake.
did it first, though.
Nobody needs that.
I'm proud of
Nobody
her.
needs it.
She did jump ahead of Myers.
Mm-hmm.
She got it out there first before she did.
Huh.
I'm proud.
I'm not at all.
It's
Sorry. Just nope.
Does that mean that the writer of Twilight copied off the writer of 50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Did it come full circle?
Oh my God. All right.
Sorry, what was that? It was done a decade ago?
Right after she finished the fourth book, she had the manuscript
Okay.
of Midnight Sun, like
So I've been informed by my in-house Twilight expert that after the fourth Twilight book was done,
Wait, hold on.
shortly
Time out.
thereafter, Midnight Sun, the manuscript from Midnight Sun was done.
Wait, time out. There's 4?
Yeah. And there's 5 movies, isn't there?
Yeah, because they did.
Yeah.
I think Twilight started the thing of splitting up the last installment into 2.
No.
Harry Potter did
Harry
that.
Potter did that.
Here's the thing about Harry Potter. Fuck
We
Harry
know you
Potter.
hate it, okay? We know.
Also, what was the one we watched? You made me watch Breaking Dawn Part 2? Yeah, I watched Breaking Dawn Part 2.
I'm
Part 1's
sorry.
better.
I don't want to.
It's cringy.
There's not enough liquor.
It's cringy.
I mean, like if you get me shitty enough, I probably will watch it just to do my thing. But like, holy moly, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Part 1 was actually pretty good though.
Sure.
Like in all of the movies of that series, that's probably the best movie.
My biggest like takeaway, or like the biggest thing that blew me the fuck away, is that like the huge battle in the third act, like the final act, didn't happen.
Yeah, that's basically what happened in the book. Like they show up and then nothing happens. They talk and then they leave. So it's very anticlimactic. It was awful. But they had to do something for the movie.
I did have good laughs at the movie, though.
Good.
I did do all my little cackles at the movie.
Any scene in particular that stood out to you? That was like the most ridiculous. I'm just scared.
Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're all ridiculous.
I mean, when she, like, in the very beginning, when, like, she's figuring out how to be a vampire and she goes and hunts that mountain lion, oh, God, that was bad. That was, oh.
I think it was on, like, ABC Family or whatever that channel is, and I think we tuned in way after that. So
Oh, okay.
It
was bad.
I don't remember that.
And if it was on
watch that part.
If it was on ABC Family, it probably wouldn't have been on there.
Oh,
well, she was originally going for a deer, and then she saw the mountain lion and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get that!" And she jumps in the air and tackles the damn thing. It was bad. It was bad.
I don't remember. I'm being told I saw this scene. I don't remember any of this. Well, I did have. I think my one compliment for Breaking Dawn Part 2 was that, oh, Kristen Stewart has like really good hair in this.
Does have nice hair.
It was fake, yeah.
I like her hair,
like
in all the series. But yeah,
I think that was my one compliment.
Hello, Piggy.
Dave, that's rude.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's rude if I didn't say hello.
Okay. So anyway, any other books that are kind of fucked up for like different reasons than this one?
I mean, there's probably a lot.
Yeah, just fourth grade nothing was the first one that just really screamed at me because it's just the fact that like his whole family is cool with the little brother just killing the turtle, and like
Yeah.
I think it culminates in like him in the hospital. And there's like surgery involved because like
Ooh.
honestly, if that kid could shit out the turtle, what a champ!
Oh God.
What a
Honestly,
goddamn champ!
he would deserve his own book series at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No.
like
The kid who shit out a turtle.
Hmm.
That's how you win. That's how you become the president, right there. Fucking shit out a turtle, right there. Okay,
if you can pass a red-eared slider,
full grown, not a baby.
Mm.
Anybody could pass a baby red slider.
Ew.
oh my god! All right, so I just googled it and I looked at the reviews. Literally, the first review, change it to 2 stars. Somebody eats a turtle and it's really disturbing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Was that you? And you were just drunk when you wrote it?
No, no. We're gonna add a question mark.
Yeah.
I'm just really curious as to like what kind of turtle it is. It's not gonna tell me, is it?
It was right after your Breaking Dawn binge drinking episode. You went on. You're like, you know what? Fuck FUD, and you just started typing away.
You know what? I actually had one that's like kind of the opposite of what we're talking about. So where I was expecting it to be so bad and so dramatic and like crazy, and it just wasn't, which was Catcher in the Rye. Like I remember my teacher being like, "Oh, it's really controversial." And I know we've talked about that before, but I was like, "This is nothing."
Fuck
Yeah.
that book.
Yeah, I've never
Indeed,
read it.
yeah. Don't.
Fuck that book so hard.
There's no point to it.
Nothing happens in it.
He says fuck once and he like meets a prostitute. That was like
meets
the
the
big
prostitute.
controversial thing.
Refuses to pay the prostitute, so then she and her pimp beat the shit out of him
Oh wait, they had sex?
because he's a fucking deadbeat.
Oh, I didn't know they had sex. Well, I
Yeah.
probably knew, but I just didn't remember.
Did you
Isn't
think he
he,
played
like-
pinochle with the prostitute?
I thought he like talked to her. I thought they just talked because he's like a minor. Wasn't he? He
I don't
was like
think
in
so. I
high
think-
school.
No, I think he was like he was in his 20s when that happened.
Was he? I remember him being in school.
Hang on,
Yeah, look it up.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it
Alright.
up.
I mean, like, what's his face?
That's
Harley.
descriptive.
He would just hire prostitutes just to hang out with him on his couch in his house.
There you go.
But Pinocchle's not really that much of a stretch. If you're that lonely and you really need some
Okay,
friends.
So they don't
Podcast.
bang because he only wants to talk, and that makes the prostitute mad.
Bitchin'. I fucking told you.
Oh shit!
All right, cool. Your medal's in the mail.
I win.
Insert rap horn.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was that one. And then Case and I had kind of talked a little bit about another one, which I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it or not. Because we had very different opinions.
Miss got mad at me for this.
I did. Like
Surprise,
legitimately,
surprise.
like I was upset with you.
We should make a T-shirt about that.
Hmm?
Miss got. I listened to Struggle City podcast and all I got was Miss Mad.
I'll buy that
It could
shirt.
work, yeah. I probably wear it too.
I've been living that shirt.
Well, I mean, you don't make me mad 24/7. You
I'm
hardly ever
typing
make
that
me
one
like
down.
legitimately mad though. Like I don't get mad at you often.
All right, so what's the book?
Okay,
What's
so the
What's
book
We got
is
time. We're on a limit. Come on, stop wasting time.
Okay. You're telling me to stop wasting time.
I'm gonna
Okay,
type
and
this
you
quote
guys
down.
are the ones constantly wasting time. I have tried to get us back on topic so many times. Don't even start with me.
Hi, Piggy.
So, oh my God. Anyway, so the book that I originally thought of was A Child Called It, which tells of child abuse. And when I read
Story
it,
of Pennywise. I
I was very disturbed. And then I read it like a few years after that when I was a bit older, and it was like, oh my God, this is so bad and this is awful. And then when I told Casey that I wanted to talk about that one, he was kind of like, yeah, I laughed in that book. Like they were at that book, I laughed. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Because it's like it's so outlandish, and like we were saying before, like we were talking about like the things that the guy had claimed happened. Despite it just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, but like abuse happens, and then like like there's such a big issue nowadays with people coming forward and saying, "Hey, this happened to me," and some people believe them and some people don't. And it's like, yeah, like where can you find the truth? Through the fucking cameras that should be everywhere. That's beside the point.
All right, stop
So,
with your 1984 fetish.
no, because
Hail Hydra.
So I saw
but
someone
yeah,
on Twitter.
how do you want to prove that? Like sometimes you can't prove something.
So
If it happened a
it's
while
not
ago.
about me proving it. So there was an article. So when I first read it and I had to write a report on it in high school, a teacher of mine said, "Yeah, that book's a fucking farce," and he emails me this link to a New York Times article that's an interview with Dave Peltzer,
The author.
the author of A Child Called the aforementioned Pennywise impersonator.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
Okay, so in this article, like he's following him on an interview, on a book tour, and he's also talking about inconsistencies in Peltzer's story. So Peltzer like deliberately gives misinformation or just no information on his siblings, people that could corroborate and verify his story. People have, including his grandmother, have come out and said like, no, none of this has ever happened.
But how do they know that for sure? I don't think the grandma lived with them, and
I
I mean,
I feel like family members would be privy to this. Family members would know. His 4 brothers would know. One brother that the author of this article did talk to said, no, this didn't happen.
maybe they were convinced that it didn't happen by the mom, so that the mom
Maybe,
could keep it secret. I don't know.
but
Look, I don't know if it happened or not, but if it did happen, it's real fucked up.
if it did, yeah. But and that's my other problem is that if he was abused, but not to this extent, if he's sensationalizing it and profiting off, Dave, shut that fucking pig up. And if he's profiting off sensationalized accusations like this, like
Mhm.
what would it do to somebody that's actually going through this?
If that is the way that this is going, he'll get his karma. That's the way that I look at it. But the other thing too is that like when people go through traumatic events like that, they block things out.
Okay,
That's how your brain survives. That's how
oh,
you get through it.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Thank you.
I'm glad you brought that up because there's a part in this article in
Mhm.
which the author of the article mentions inconsistencies in
Mhm.
Peltzer's accounts.
Mhm.
So we talked about before when he said he had gotten stabbed by his mother.
Mhm.
Initially, he says he's been stabbed in the stomach. But in another book, he said he got stabbed in the heart.
Are you sure that wasn't meant like metaphorically?
No,
Okay. That I'm not sure if I totally believe because that one's like that's a big one.
that's a
Um,
huge discrepancy.
yeah. But I don't know. First time I read it, I was like, this is fucked up.
Like the first time I read this, I was like, this was ridiculous. This was so much. Like this is like edgelord try hard bullshit.
But at the same time, like, and I'm gonna sound awful for saying this, but it wasn't that much in the period of time. Like I remember a lot of it was him like not physically getting hurt. A lot of it was like he was just not treated well. He wasn't like getting food, like they didn't let him eat, and then he had to like sit outside or in his room or something for
Yeah.
like hours on end. So it
Uh,
was like those couple of times that were like, holy shit, what happened to you?
mhm.
Those, maybe they were kind of like all pushed together to,
Maybe.
tell the whole story. I don't know.
like I'm all too familiar with how trauma can shape memories, but the inconsistencies and just like the weird, insane flip flops that he describes his mother going through in the book.
Maybe she was
Just
bipolar.
does it say she's bipolar?
I don't know, but I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when you were saying that, she's going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Well,
She
no,
might have been.
maybe, but I don't know. Like some of the things, like she's taking them to Chinatown so they can get a cultural lesson, and she's treating all the children well. And then the next page, she's singling out Peltzer.
Well, she also needed to fabricate at one point because she knew social services was going to check up on them. So she had to give them enough to be like, hey, our life is good.
I guess, and that's another thing. I feel like I don't know if social services records are public or
I
not,
kind of
but
doubt
I
it.
I feel like that's a thing that something that could be checked up on.
But
And
here's the difference between that book, though, and then like the others that we mentioned. Like that was our choice that we read that. I didn't really have a choice in reading The Giver or Catcher in the Rye. Like I had to read those for school.
yeah, I had to read this for school as well.
hmm
I followed it up with The Shining.
I
Couldn't get
honestly
through that
think
book.
that's kind of interesting that almost all of these books were forced on us through school in
Yeah.
some form.
Yeah. hmm
And we're all like, wow, this is really fucked up. And school's making us read these books.
Because introduce kids to the fucked up things in a safe environment where they can talk about it and they can understand it in some type of way instead of them being by themselves and getting even more fucked up from it.
Yeah, like
I
me and reading
guess.
Of Mice and Men by myself in my homeroom my
Yeah.
junior year.
hmm
And that was traumatizing enough. I remember the setting and the day and everything.
Yeah, that did
Yeah, you know
nothing
what?
to me.
It's funny how like with like traumatic things like that, the little things that you remember,
Hmm.
that could be a topic
Like
for
I
another
think
day.
I think
I think that's a topic for my therapist.
yeah. The last
Uh,
book I got incredibly emotionally invested in
hmm
was when I started the My Struggle series, because the first
From
book in it's
Yukio Mishima, right?
no, this is Carl
Oh.
Nalsgaard. This is a Norwegian writer,
Mm.
and the first book deals with growing up with an alcoholic, abusive father that eventually leaves them, and
Hmm.
the final act of the book is Carl going and burying his father and trying to figure out kind of how he died because his alcoholic father was living with his also senile grandmother.
Mm.
So
Yeah, it sounds heavy.
I'll have to
it
read that. It sounds like my life.
it was super heavy, and you know what? Like it kind of prepared me for my own dad's funeral.
Oh dear God, this is
Because
getting really heavy.
Yeah,
yeah,
all right. I need to read this because I need to prepare for my dad's funeral.
because Nosgard struggled for the last act of the book. Nosgard struggles with his father's funeral because not because his dad's dead, but because he feels nothing and he's not sure if it's the right thing to be feeling. And then
Yeah,
ultimately comes to the conclusion that whatever you're feeling is the right thing to be feeling.
right. That's a hard thing to accept sometimes, though, for some people
Oh
with
yeah,
certain situations.
but yeah, Dave, read the book.
I most
What about
definitely.
me?
You can read the book if you want.
Okay.
I feel like you'll get bored of it.
Oh, you do know me pretty well.
I really feel like you're going to get bored of it because it took me a good 8 to 9 months to read it,
That's surprising.
and I'm
Okay, yeah,
all
maybe I'll skip it.
yeah, because it's a 6 book series, and I'm only on book 3.
Yeah. All right,
But
well,
it's
I'm gonna have a
wonderful.
lot of free time coming up after this. So
yeah.
that's why I'm gonna be writing for Struggle City and our upcoming musical.
It
Yeah,
is not a musical. It
let's
is not a
introduce that
musical.
in the next episode because we're running out of time. So, yeah.
Are we doing
All right,
another episode?
Not tonight.
not
It's like
tonight.
9 o'clock.
Okay.
Not tonight. Follow us on the social medias. We do shit posts and amazing things, and
No, we don't.
tell your
We don't
mother I
do
loved
amazing
her.
things. You son of a bitch! You told me earlier not to say hi to my mom because you didn't care.
I didn't say your mother, idiot.
Yeah, you did though, because I said, "Oh, I gotta call my mom back," and then Dave was like, "Oh, tell her I said hi," and then you didn't say anything. You're like, "Yeah, I'm not telling your mom to say
Good night. Good night. I hate you all.
hi." Bye.